Have you ever tried to start something, maybe a business or your YouTube channel, and it felt like no one saw you? No one believed in you. Maybe they even laughed or rolled their eyes. Let me tell you this, being overlooked is part of the journey, but it's definitely not the end of your story. So, in this video, I would show you how rejection and being overlooked actually works in your favor. Let me tell you a story that will just change your mindset. This guy named David was totally overlooked and ignored, even by his own family. Maybe because he was the last child, but everyone overlooked him. The task he was given was to go and tend sheep in the field. So he will go to the field with all of his father's sheep. That was the task he was good enough for. While his other brothers, who were considered the men of the family, were recruited into the army and would go to the war front to fight the battles because they were the very masculine men. So everyone ignored David. He was out in the field tending to the sheep faithfully and consistently. Every single day, he will go out to the field with all of the sheep. They became his brothers. So, what happened? So, every single day, he will go out to the field and tend to the sheep. One day, a lion came to take one of the sheep. You know, sheep is a good prey for a lion. David ran after this lion, fought the lion, and killed the lion to save the sheep. And another time, a bear came to take the sheep. He would go after any form of wildlife that comes after the sheep just to ensure that the sheep are intact. He did not lose one. He was faithful and he was consistent with the task he was assigned to, with what was in his hands. That's how he learned to fight in the field, because he had to fight off every form of other animals that came to prey on the sheep. So David got good with his sling, got good with his fist, got good with the task that he was given, even though he was ignored, and that was what he was relegated to. One day, his dad sent him to give food to his brothers at the war front. So he took the food, went to the war front, and where they were seated, because what he saw was life-changing. He saw a gigantic soldier from the opposing side threatening his brothers and all of the soldiers on his side of the country, telling them how he was going to kill them. And because he was twice the size of a man, everyone was trembling. Like, everyone was so scared. He was called Goliath. His size was enormous. His shield was held by a whole man. His spear was held by another person. He was so huge. David put the food down and told his brothers that he wanted to fight against that soldier, Goliath. Goliath was threatening that any man, one person should come and fight him. Someone should have the guts to come out and fight him. And David volunteered to go fight that man. Everyone thought it was suicide. Everyone was certain that it was suicide. His brothers were like, "What are you talking about? Are you out of your mind? Do you realize that this is a battlefield, not the field that you're used to?" David explained how they had learned to fight, and while he was taking care of his dad's sheep, he would fight off animals. His brothers would not have it. They were like, "How dare you talk when men are talking? If we, the men, are scared, what about you? You're just a teenager. You're just a boy." After much back and forth, David was brought to the king that he wanted to fight Goliath. His brothers had just probably given up, that he had died. That was just suicide. It was a no-brainer because he was so small, he was a boy, and Goliath was more than a man, was twice the size of a man. So what do you think? The king said, "Okay, if you want to die, at least let me give you my shield and sword so that you can go forth and try, give it a go." David wore the king's, gear, his sword too. He couldn't lift the sword. It was so big for him. That's how petite he was. He couldn't even walk when he wore the shield. So he had to take it off because he couldn't move. So he went the way he was. Everybody had sacrificed David to this man. Brought out his slings, picked 5 stones. Remember, David have had reps. He has had enough time to practice when no one was watching. He picked five stones, picked his sling that he is used to in the wilderness, in the desert, in the field where he used to tend the sheep and where he used to fight off all those animals that came against the sheep. Took it up and aimed at Goliath's forehead, right here, the middle of his head, because that was the only place Goliath wasn't shielded. He had metal everywhere covered. With one shot, precision, it went straight to Goliath, and Goliath's head was punctured. Believe it or not, Goliath fell to the ground. That was when everyone was stunned, like their jaw fell open. This was David who was ignored. This was David who was nothing. Even when people came to the house to look for his sons, the dad didn't even call him out because he was in the field somewhere with the sheep. And the dad will call out all the other sons who are in the army and took pride in them. And David was not even called, underestimated, ignored. If David was ignored, they will ignore you too. So you better start what you have to do. Anyways, start your YouTube channel, start your business. It may feel like a lonely journey. No one is watching. Everyone underestimates you. No one is cheering you on. Start and be consistent. Try to improve yourself. I particularly don't like the word try. So improve yourself even if it's 1%. Improve 1% each time, in each outing. Just the reps and the consistency will help you improve, will help your communication improve as well. Even though no one is watching, do it as an assignment. Create with intention. I've told you more than once that you are creative because that is what you are created to do. You're created to create. So create with intention. Let your message go out on YouTube and let it not just be for you, an avenue to get monetized. That will come. See that as a byproduct. It is tied to the action. These are principles that work. Once you do the action, the result, which is monetization and all of the things you want, are a byproduct of what your consistency. So know that your message isn't for everyone. There are some people that won't bother watching you. Your message isn't for everyone. You're not ready to work with everyone. Your message is for a certain set of people. It's for someone. So don't wait for validation. No. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for applause. You can fulfill your purpose here on YouTube. Open up your mouth, open up your hands and create. All you need to do is to press record, turn the camera on and start creating. And be faithful, be consistent, just like David was. That's how he got good with the sling. How on earth will a boy get good with? Imagine if he was on his dad's couch as a last child and he's just lying around watching Netflix. How would he get good at fighting? How would he get good the experience? He had to go out and do it repeatedly when no one was watching, when no one was cheering him on. He was consistent. He was faithful. So you grow by doing. Understand that principles are God's automation. So the moment you tap into this principle, you would grow. You will get better. Rejection is actually a redirection. It's a good direction because it helps you. It fuels your focus and it triggers you to even go and do better, to make it work. So if you're here on YouTube, be here for the long term. Give it your best 3 months. Give it your best 6 months. Giving your very best. Post consistently. And if you're serious, not just curious, click the first link in the description box where you can join our coaching program and we'll help you hold your hand and ensure that you're able to post consistently and convert your YouTube to a profitable business. What you need to do next is watch the playlist that is shown on your screen to get valuable content that will help you grow and scale on YouTube. See you in the next.